Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Becky D, live in the morning. It's 5 days a week, 7 a.m. You guys, it is beautiful weather right now. Beautiful weather means you're feeling good. Some of you guys probably looking good, and that's okay. That's okay. You got to celebrate you. But there's two things that I remember from middle school. And I tell my students about it all the time. I was like, yo, when we was in middle school, we had real problems, okay? Not these problems y'all create today. If you stepped on my shoes, it was a fight right on sight. And most definitely, if you talk about my mama, it was a fight right there on sight. But in all the seriousness, right? There was bigger problems out there. But those were the main two that we were focused on, right? Because we cared about what we presented to you. And we also cared about what came out of other people's mouths. Right? Because once they said it, they couldn't take it back. Now, there was a whole show dedicated to telling jokes about mom. It was called Yo Mama. But one thing that I learned, especially while I got into education, was that not everybody still has their mom. Okay? Not everybody was able to grow up with a mother. And mom wasn't always in the picture. So it's a sensitive topic for a lot of people. And sometimes people's mothers, are not 100%, right? So you just have to take into consideration who you're saying it to and how you're saying it. But the biggest thing we want to focus on is what you're doing, how you're presenting yourself, right? And what's coming out that mouth. So, in a nutshell, I'm going to try to condense it to 7 minutes here. Realistically, when we think about it, we say a lot of things day in and day out, right? Let's see. We tell our kids, this is a big one that I remember from just a family friend. Oh, I'm going to take you to Carowinds this summer. Oh, I'm going to take you to Carowinds this summer. I'm going to take you to Carowinds this summer. Every single summer. And the words never match the action. It was excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And I gotta be real with you guys, none of them was valid. I wish they would have just told their kid the truth. We can't go because I didn't properly saved up for it, right? Is your words matching your actions, right? Are you saying, yeah, I went shopping, I did this, I did that. But then when you go to step, right, you're looking good. You're feeling good, but your bills at home ain't paid, right? So you saying that you did all this stuff, and you did. You did. But did you take care of the responsibilities that you had to? Because you've been telling everybody that you're a responsible person. You've been doing this, you've been doing that. I've been living a high life. Well, excuse me. But for those of you who chase the high life and the social status in life, I must warn you that does include paying your bills, okay? A lot of times they're not going to show you that. They're not going to show you that, the car note on that Lamborghini that they just got, right? They're not going to show you how much they pay in rent and or in their monthly mortgage for the house that they just bought that got like 6 bedrooms and 6 baths, okay? If anybody knows where one is at on the East Coast that is in the affordable range with 6 beds and 6 baths, please call me because I'm actually looking for one. I would like every bedroom to have a bath. As you get older, it's important now. But your words need to start matching up with your actions, okay? Talk is most definitely cheap when you don't have anything to follow it. So many times, so many times, I have kids come up in my face. It's like, man, I don't like you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they just throwing out all these things. And I look them dead in the face. And I just say the same thing. Talk is cheap. I'm very close to their face. They could knock me out right there. Do they do it? No. They can't back it up. They can't go back on what they just said. They know they can't take it back. So in their head, they think that, oh God, this lady gonna kill me. She gonna kill me. And they don't act on it because they know, like, man, if I do this, either one, she gonna kill me while I'm trying to do it, or two, I'm gonna be in trouble, right? I never tell a soul unless it's a valuable threat, right? Because I know they're still young and they're still learning that whatever I say, I need to make sure I follow it up with action. Okay. Now, I do not condone fighting in schools and all this other stuff. I'm just using this as an example. Okay. But the main thing is that if I say words to you, they hold meaning, they hold weight. And I need them to have an action. I need to show that weight, right? If I say words to you that have weight and I show you no action, they just became light as a feather that just blows in the wind. And that's usually when it goes in one ear and out the other. So when you're speaking to people today with intention of action words, those verbs, make sure you have something behind it, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be on time next week, all next week. And you continuously be late. That talk was cheap, man. That sounded good. Your employer was very happy because they're going to have an employee that's on time. But all you did was just talk. But follow it up with some action, okay? Go ahead, step, look good, whatever the case may be. But make sure that your home life is situated too, okay? Once we put all these pieces into play, right? Then you got something. It's usually how my first of the month go when it's time for bills. Can they come on a different time of the month? Can we work on that? Anyway, I go ahead, I get home situated. Everything. Down to the grocery shopping. Whatever I have left over, save, spend, right? Save it, break it up for the rest of the month. Save, set a weekly goal, weekly limit or whatever, and then spend, right? When you're in a relationship, same thing. When you start talking to that person, you want to put something into your savings. Put it into your pocket. Start building up, right? Listen to the words that they're saying and give them some action, right? Give them some action. And we'll get further into that. But it's time we understood that talk is cheap. My name is Becky D with Becky D in the Morning, and I will talk with you guys tomorrow morning.